What's up, YouTube? It's your friendly neighborhood GM, your host, Coach Keith. And welcome back to Legends and Dice Cafe, where we learn about tabletop RPGs from old school to modern and do lots and lots of solo gameplay. Back with my weekly video like I do on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In today's video, I'm going to give you a few ways that you are probably making solo RPGs harder than they actually need to be. And as always, don't forget to make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you're interested in further supporting the channel, hop on over to Patreon and subscribe to Legends and Dice Cafe, and that's where I'll be posting all of the updates to the solo engine that I'm creating, Akinu Oracle, that will allow you to play any TTRPG solo using a deck of cards and a d20 dice for an oracle. I gave you guys an intro last week, so definitely check that video out. And if you're interested in playing a game with me, all of my games on startplayinggames.com, and I host a free one-shot every couple months, and the next free one-shot will be more than likely in May, so definitely stay tuned. Join the Discord. I'll post all the links inside of the description. Oh, I've got some cool things on here on this side. It's called keynotes, right? I'm gonna put some cool reminders. If I can remember, I'll try to do it every single week if I remember. So I'm gonna put some cool reminders. I'm awesome, I'm cool, and this is one of my favorite things: what you focus on expands. They say if you focus on the negativity, that's what's going to expand more into your life. You're going to see more of that. And if you focus on the positivity, that's what's going to expand more, and you'll see more of that in your life. Like, for instance, if you focus on a goal, that goal is going to expand. That goal is going to naturally grow if it's something that you consistently focus on. So I'm going to leave these cool reminders right here for me and for you guys. And as always, because you guys are my friends, so I like to share some cool things. So I picked up some Dragon Ball cards. I just thought that they look cool, and I like Dragon Ball. So as I looked a little bit more into it, I got interested in the game, but at the current moment, I don't have anybody to play with. I'm working on building my deck, so when the time comes and I have an actual someone to play with, then I'll be ready. In the meantime, in between time, I'll just continue to keep looking at them because I think they look pretty cool. I got some new markers. I don't know if you guys noticed. The last ones were really getting bad. So Mrs. Coach suggested we get some brand new markers, and that's what we did. And without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Let's get it. A lot of people want to play solo RPGs, but they make it more complicated than it honestly has to be. And I'm speaking from experience. I have done the same thing, and sometimes I catch myself doing that now and in different areas of my life too, beyond solo gaming. I realize most of the time when I'm procrastinating on doing anything, it's normally a lot easier than I think that it is. I don't realize that until I actually get started. So that's why I try to remind myself, just get started. You don't need any type of giant setup or 14 books or some perfect story idea to begin. You just need a simple way to move forward. Number one is going to be stop trying to build everything before you play. So a lot of people get stuck trying to create the perfect world, perfect character, perfect plot, and perfect system before the game even starts. So you don't need a full world. You don't need every rule memorized. You don't need your whole campaign planned out. Start with a character, a problem, and a location. If you keep preparing instead of playing, solo RPGs start to feel more like homework. And number two, stop using too many tools at once. And again, everything that I tell you guys and share with you guys, I speak from experience. So people pile on too much. Multiple oracles, random tables, journaling prompts, hex maps, encounter charts, faction trackers, and that can get very heavy very fast. So pick one RPG, pick one oracle, use only a few tables, and add more later if you actually need them. And when I first started playing Karen, that's exactly how I did things. Instead of procrastinating, because that's what I had been doing for quite some time, I finally sat down and just gave it a shot. I created a really simple map. I ended up recreating the map. I started with what I had, and I built up along the way. And honestly, that was the best way for me to see what I was missing and what works best, was from experience. Too many tools don't make solo play better. They usually kind of make it slower. Number three, Stop waiting for the story to be amazing. Some people freeze up because they think every scene needs to be deep, cinematic, or super original. Not every scene has to be brilliant. Some scenes are just there to move the story forward. Let simple moments build into bigger ones. Discovery is part of the fun. And just a quick reminder, you're not writing a movie. You're playing to just find out what happens and what happens next. Number 4, ask smaller questions. So one big reason solo play feels hard is because people ask questions that are too big and too vague. So instead of what happens next, or what is this town about, or what is the entire mystery, go simple. Like, is this place safe? Does this NPC seem nervous? Let's see, do I hear something nearby? What is the most obvious problem right now? And a quick reminder, small questions keep the game moving. Big questions usually stall it out. And the last one, I wanted to keep the video nice and short and simple. So for number 5 is going to be focus on momentum and not perfection. The goal is not to run a flawless session. The goal is to keep the adventure moving. And this goes for GMs as well. That's exactly when I'm running games, that's what I focus on. Keeping the adventure going, keeping it moving, and honestly just having fun. And honestly, that's kind of how I try to live life in general, lighthearted. So because things are going to happen, there are going to be peaks and valleys, which is a fantastic book. I don't know the name of the author, but he also he created a book called Who Moved My Cheese, which is another great read. But peaks and valleys, it kind of teaches you that life kind of goes ups and down. It fluctuates anyway, right? But inside of the book, it teaches you how to maintain those peaks longer. And when you go down deep into the valleys, making sure that those stays or those moments downhill or within those valleys don't last as long. So it's a really, really great book, great read. Back to focus on momentum, not perfection. So making a ruling and moving on. Interpret results quickly. Let the dice surprise you. And trust that the story will grow as you play, which it naturally will. And as a quick reminder, momentum is the magic. Once you keep moving, the story kind of starts making its own smoke. And my last reminder is to keep it simple. If solo RPGs have been feeling a little complicated, it might not be because solo play is hard. It might just be because you are putting too much onto yourself at the start. One character, one problem, one oracle, and one scene at a time. Solo RPGs get easier the moment you stop trying to make them perfect. And as always, don't forget to make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you comment. That's the comments right there. And subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any of the cool content that I post on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every other week, the patrons vote on the topic that I'll do for that Friday. So next week is Patron's Choice. I hope that you're going to make the rest of your Friday a fantastic one. Do something that makes you happy. Do something that makes you smile. Yeah, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.